Happy Friday. Welcome to Breakfast with Sergio. This is episode number 27. And today I want to talk about how to prepare for an artist talk. I want to give you 8 tips, 8 steps to prepare for an artist talk. So, my friend, maybe you are having an artist talk in the near future, or maybe you have one lining up in the far future. So, artist talks are one of those things that most artists dread, right? Most artists kind of run away from and are not really fond of artist talks. Because an artist talk can be great, can be wonderful, can be amazing, or it can be the most boring thing on earth. So, you want to be that artist that people remember for the artist talk, right? Because it was informative, it was interesting, and not it was like, oh, I can't wait for this thing to be over. So that's what we're going to talk about today, preparing for your next artist talk. So my friend, thank you again for joining me for Breakfast with Sergio. I really enjoyed your company. Today, just got my coffee. I kind of started the day late today, so I haven't really decided what I'm going to have for breakfast yet. But I didn't want to be late to Breakfast with Sergio, so I just make myself a little bit of coffee. And I just grabbed some quick snacks, which are called orejas or orejitas, because they're small. Orejitas in Spanish means ears. So I get them at the Mexican store. They're super good. It's like it's a bread with sugar, and it is great. They're super good. I used to have these when I was in Mexico, but much bigger. The orejas, these are the tiny orejitas that you can find at your local Mexican store. Super good, great snack for the day, or for the morning with your coffee, or before you go to bed with your coffee too, or with whatever you might be drinking. Super good. And then, but I still have to figure out what to make for breakfast. I went really late to bed last night, and so I started my day a little bit later this morning. So here's the quick 8 quick tips on how to prepare for an artist talk. I want to be fast so that you can get on your day. It's Friday, and I'm sure you have things to do and preparing for the weekend. So the first thing that I want to say, when you're preparing for an artist talk, here's 8 quick tips. The first one it's going to help you is the expert is in the room. And by the expert, I don't mean the gallery owner or the curator. You are the expert because you made the work. You are the one who created the work. So you are the expert. The expert is in the room. That is yourself. That means that you gotta really, really be confident that the only person that knows the work, with 100% accuracy is you, because you made it. You were there. You saw it being made. It's your work. So step number 1, first step when you're doing an artist talk, first believe in yourself. Believe that what you have to offer to the room is valuable because you are the expert. You created the work yourself. Number 2 is prepare a simple storyline. A lot of times, if I see an artist talk, if there's a lot of going back and forth, there's no sense of direction. Those are the ones that people get confused, the people that can't wait for that artist talk to be over. You don't want to be that. You don't want to be the artist. So prepare a simple storyline. Start maybe with some quick stories on how you came, how this work became to be what it is. Create a quick storyline. There's nothing wrong with having a little note card or put it in your phone so that you can keep track of what is it that you are talking about. Have some sort of sequence of what you want to say in what order, so when you are doing the artist talk, you're not going back and forth and being all confused about what you want to say. That is very important. Also, when you think about the artist talk, you gotta prepare. As you prepare your storyline, also think about the audience, think about the setting. Is it a big room? Is it a big gallery? Or is it a small one? Those are things that will help you prepare better your storyline, right? How much time you have. There's a difference if you are part of a group of people doing the artist talk, or if you are the only one, right? If you are the only one, well, then you got more time to develop what you want to say. If you're a part of a group, then you don't want to take, everybody's time, which I've been to artist talks in which there's a panel and there's one person always who takes, forever, and is the talker, right? It just keeps going and going, and everybody's like, okay, come on, we also want to say something. So you gotta keep that in mind. as you prepare your storyline. Just prepare a simple storyline, what you want to say first, what you want to say second, third, so that you go in order. Now, remember also, the purpose of an artist talk is really not to say what's the meaning of the work, right? The idea is that people, the guests that come to see the show, they create their own meaning, they create their own understanding as they approach your work. So you're not there to say this work means this or this work means that, because that's not what we want to do as artists, right? You want to let people come up with their own meaning, come up with their own understanding of the work. So what you're there is just to help people understand, kind of why you make the work, what are the things that influence you as an artist, what are the things that make the work that you have in front of them kind of interesting. Give them some context, some ground for them to grab and then enter into their own conversation with the work that you have. So definitely prepare a quick storyline. Number 3 is don't forget to breathe. Breathing is okay when you're doing an artist talk. Pauses. A quick pause is fine. You don't have to just keep spitting words, all the time like a machine gun. It's okay to take a little bit of a break as you are doing your artist talk and, pause yourself as you're speaking. Of course, don't overdo it, but pause yourself. Don't forget to breathe. You don't have to, it's not a race. It's a conversation. Think of it as a conversation. You're telling the person on the other side, what is it that you are thinking? What is it that went in your mind as you created the work? Maybe you talk about the process, the materials. Maybe you talk about the influences that you had as an artist, and so on. How the work relates to each other in the show. But don't forget to breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Very important as well. And actually, if you need some help with that, you can go to YouTube and do a search for how to public speaking breathing exercises, and you'll find tons of really great breathing exercises that you can do prior to your artist talk so that you are ready and calm and ready for that. The next one, really quickly, number 4 is one good story is better than 1,000 facts. One good story is better than 1,000 facts. Again, if you want to have a memorable artist talk, what I recommend is to have a good story at hand as well. Think about, is there one of the pieces here in the show that has a good story behind it? Is there a one that kind of can really engage the people by telling a story? We all love stories. We are storytelling. Movies are about stories. Books are about stories. So in your artist talk, have a little story about something. Here's a great example. I have one piece that I made one time in my studio, and a little plastic knife fell on the painting and it got stuck in the painting, and I didn't notice until the next day, and I left it on the work, and so I have a whole story behind it, how people reacted and how people see it. So it's kind of a fun story that I talk about when that piece is on a show and I'm doing an artist talk. So think about, look at the work in the show. Is there one or two pieces in which you can tell a story that you can point people to, right? And that's another good thing. As you do an artist talk, you want to point people to the work so that they're not staring at you for the next 45 minutes or for the next half hour. Point people to the work. If you can walk people to the work, if it's a small setting where you can bring people along, I will always prefer an artist walk than an artist talk, where I bring people around the show and say, hey, buddy, come over here, let me talk about this piece. So people's attentions are on the piece versus, or just staring at me for 30 minutes and then people start to get tired. So, those are good points when you're doing artist talk. Another one, be the guide, not the hero. In other words, guide the people through the exhibition, guide the people through the show. It's not all about me. Look at me, but rather look at the work. You want to help people engage with the work by pointing them to them. Just kind of like I walked into this point from my previous one. Help the people walk visually or physically, if you can, through the gallery. A couple years ago, I had a huge show, big giant space, a lot of pieces. So I wanted to do an artist talk, but I didn't want to do a typical artist talk where people come and sit. So I had people just come, and at the beginning of the talk, we met in the middle of the gallery, and then I just took people all around the exhibition. For the next 30 minutes, we went walking around through different sections of the gallery, and that was pretty awesome. And actually, you can find that artist talk in my YouTube channel at Sergio Gomez Videos. You can find my artist talk there as well if you want to check it out. But it came out great. I told stories. I told people about my influences. You know, I had some funny things too. I forgot a couple things I wanted to say, and you know, and that was kind of funny too. So there were a lot of things that kept people engaged with the artist talk, and that's what you want to do versus just me talking for the next 30, 40 minutes and people just sitting looking at me, staring at me for that long, you know. Okay, next one is stay calm. Keep yourself calm. You know, if you are afraid of speaking in public, if you're afraid of talking, you know, in public, then just try to stay calm. Do your breathing exercises and just stay calm. Just stay calm. You know, there's something about people staring at you that sometimes that feels intimidating. But you know, just breathe in, stay calm. The best way you can do is, again, keep pointing people to the art. Keep pointing people to the artwork. That's one of the best things you can do. Keep pointing people to the artwork so that they don't have to be staring at you all the time. And that's one. It was a quick tip in which you know, you can stay calm because people's attention are on the art as you're talking about it and not just staring at your face. Number 7 is be truthful. Tell the truth. You know, don't overdress the facts. I've been to artist talks too where, you know, sometimes an artist may overdress the facts. You want to again be truthful to that, to what you are talking about. People can smell a funny from a distance. So be truthful in your conversation with the public. That's something that you can also do. And the last one, number 8, and I'll go through them really fast if you came in late to breakfast with Sergio. But number 8 is just get help. You know, if you need help with this, find somebody who can help you, somebody who has done it before many times, can give you some tips. Also, you can go into the Artist Next Level website because I have written about this quite a bit. I have a long post where I have some links to some videos that you can watch and it will help you. So just go to theartistnextlevel.com, go to the blog section and just search Artist Talk and it will be right there. I also created a podcast about this, you know, with great tips, and or you can read the tips there. Super cool, super easy. You can do it anytime. So let me review this again. 8 things that you can do to prepare for your next artist talk, and then I'm gonna get going. The sun is started to hit me right on the face. It wasn't like this when I started breakfast, but now it is. So number 1 is the expert is in the room. You are the expert. You know, be confident about yourself and about your work. Number 2, prepare a simple storyline. It's okay to have note cards when you're doing an artist talk so that you can follow a thread of thinking that you want to bring people to. It's a journey. You want to bring people to that journey, that conversation. Number 3 is don't forget to breathe. You know, practice, do some breathing exercises so you are nice and relaxed before you start your talk. And it's okay to have some pauses. Number 4 is one good story is better than 1,000 facts. You know, think about a story that you can tell the audience, the people who are joining you about, you know, some of the pieces that are in the show. What would be a good story to tell? Something that happened in the studio, something that, you know, happened before the piece was made or after the piece was made or while you were hanging the show. We all have stories. You just got to think about it and you'll find some good stories to tell. Number 5, be the guy, not the hero. You know, don't try to be the hero of the day. You know, guide people to the work. You want people's attention to go to the art that you are talking about, not just you. So try to remove yourself from that and bring people to the art so that they can experience the art on a new way through your artist talk. Number 6, stay calm. You know, have calmness and just do your breathing exercises, take pauses, and point people to the work, and that will help you to stay calm. Number 7, be truthful. You know, just be truthful to yourself, to your audience. And number 8, get help when you need help. And those are the best things you can do to prepare yourself for your next artist talk. So my friend, thanks so much for joining me for breakfast today.